Honestly, I think one of my most anticipated movies from the DCU that's been announced so far is Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Now, I'm not familiar with this comic storyline, but obviously I've heard some pretty great things about it. But I think just the idea of doing a Supergirl movie is really interesting. And clearly, I mean, there's the storyline, there's the comic book, everything that they're adapting here. But I think it's really interesting specifically that James Gunn wants to do a Supergirl movie. And I think Supergirl is an interesting character because for the longest time, she's always just been in the shadow of Superman. It's just, oh, Superman's cousin. Oh, it's just girl Superman. But she can be so much more than that. And I'm really excited to see that and see, especially with her leading her own movie, what type of role and like how big of a role she will really take on in this universe. I think that's going to be really quite interesting to see how that's going to unfold. But when it comes to the DCU, James Gunn has made it clear that some actors will stay, some will not. It's a soft reboot. So we'll still be having Amanda Waller. We'll still be having John Cena as Peacemaker. We'll have Charlotte Mardueña as Blue Beetle. But some other actors will not return. Gal Gadot is done as Wonder Woman. Henry Cavill is done as Superman. It looks like Jason Momoa will be in the DCU, but not as Aquaman, instead as Lobo. So one of the questions here would, of course, be with Supergirl. Are we going to have the return of Sasha Calle as Supergirl from the Flash movie? Now, it's such a debate because everybody loved her as Supergirl. I think most people could agree she's probably the best part of that movie. Every review I watched for the film, Supergirl was one of the highlights that everybody mentioned in their videos. And I don't blame them. Again, great character, great performance from Sasha Calle, but definitely, of course, with that being a multiverse film, a very different version of the character from the main timeline version of Kara Zor-El, Supergirl, in the comics. So it makes sense if we wanted to go in a different direction, also considering how really poorly received and performing the Flash movie was. So I could see why they would want to shift away from that. And I'm not at all surprised if that is what ends up happening here and we get a new actress. Again, as much as I loved Sasha Calle in the role, I think it was perfect casting. I think that'll unfortunately probably be a one and done role. Maybe she'll return in some sort of future multiverse thing, but I think that was it for Sasha Calle as Supergirl. So of course that brings the question, who are they going to cast as the new Supergirl? Well, it's now being reported, this was like all over Twitter for a couple days. I think from what I could find, it originated from some Spanish journalist / reporter, and I don't really know of their validity or how reliable they are, but for some reason it was being reported all over the place. So of course, don't take it as confirmation, consider this a rumor for now, but they were reporting that James Gunn and the people over at Warner Brothers and DC Studios have been eyeing Lili Reinhart as Supergirl. And supposedly she did an audition for the character and they really loved it. Apparently her audition was fantastic and they want her for the role. Now, Lili Reinhart, of course, probably best recognizable for her role in Riverdale. She played Betty, which I know, obviously Riverdale gets quite a bit of hate. Honestly, I used to love Riverdale. I thought it was a great show in the earlier seasons, but it just went downhill after that. But one of the things that can't be argued with Riverdale, I don't think, is, yes, it's a cringy teen CW drama, but I think one of the strong points of the show is that, to be fair, most of, if not all, the actors are doing a pretty good job, especially Lili Reinhart. I think she is one of the best actresses on the show. She does a great job, and I think it'd be interesting to see her as Supergirl. Not a casting I would have thought of, but it makes sense. I mean, obviously she's got the stereotypical look, she's got the blonde hair and everything, and she's also said previously in interviews that, I don't know if she said specifically that she would love to play Supergirl, but she talked about Melissa Benoist's Supergirl on the CW, saying how much praise she has for her, so much love she has for her. So clearly she loves the Supergirl character, so it makes sense that she would then want to go on to play Supergirl. And actually, no, I don't think so. I was going to say, I feel like maybe I've seen her dress up as Supergirl for Halloween one year, because she's got like a trio thing going on with Madeline Pastiche. No, different Madeline. The one from Riverdale, the Blossom, Cheryl Blossom, and Camila Mendez, who played Veronica on the show. They got like a trio thing going on. They have a trio TikTok account together, and I know they've been doing like trio Halloween costumes together before, and I think they did Gotham City Sirens, not Supergirl. So I think she was Harley Quinn, but I mean either way. Clearly, she has an interesting interest in the DC universe, specifically Supergirl. So personally, I think this would be great. I think this would be fantastic casting. I love that, obviously she's a known actress, but she's not like an A-list actress. She's more of a TV actress. And James Gunn is great at taking, actors that you would know and you would recognize, but making them into stars, like he did with everybody from the Guardians of the Galaxy, like he did with John Cena as Peacemaker. This is something I'm really excited for. They got David Cornsweet as Superman. I think that's another great example. I also think that I believe Lili Reinhart is a little bit younger than David Cornsweet, at least by a couple years. So I think that'd be nice, age-wise in comparison. Superman, Supergirl, cousins. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think this is a pretty great casting idea. But again, she has not been officially cast, has not confirmed or anything. Just some reports and some whisperings out there on the internet about Lili Reinhart possibly having auditioned for Supergirl, and James Gunn haven't really loved it. So, anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about these reports that Lili Reinhart has auditioned for Supergirl? What do you think about this casting? If you don't like it, do you have any other casting ideas? And also keep in mind that I'm pretty sure this movie is years away from now, so I don't know if they even have a script. So it kind of makes sense that this would be made up and be completely fake, considering that I don't think they would actually be auditioning for the character yet. But then again, you never know. It's totally possible. Maybe when the movie was announced, she just sent in an audition tape herself, and maybe that was it. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.